How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at Valkyrie on Lair. As usual, down below I got links so you can jump from site to site. And let's get started. Second floor master office, second floor R6 room. Starting in the master office, you can put a camera up in this corner. It's shaded enough that it stays fairly hidden when not in use. And this is the view it gives. The second spot is out here on the mezzanine. You're going to throw it right here on this side. With this camera you can watch the doorways of the mezzanine area, as well as underneath if people start on the first floor and work their way up. In the server room, you can put a camera right up here next to this vent. When entering the room, they most likely won't see it, but it keeps an eye on these walls in case they try to breach. In the display room, you have a couple of options. You can put the camera slightly off the angle here. Just make sure that the camera lens is past this line here. That way you can see past it here, but you can also see the hallway corner here if they're coming past. The other option is above this portrait in the trench. By putting it in that little trench in the ceiling, it'll be blocked from this side, and this is meant to watch the doorway here. First floor bunks, first floor briefing. In bunks behind bomb A, throw a camera right against this last slat here. This camera lets you watch feet of people coming in, the doorway is right here, as well as people moving in between B and A through this doorway. And as you can see from the doorway, you still can't really see the camera. The other option you have for bunks is to use these darkened corners, or this one. I feel the cameras are slightly more obvious there, but they do give you more vision of the room. In briefing, you can put a camera underneath this table here. It gives you a view of this half of the room. Security, you're going to put a camera up in this corner here. And this is the view it gives. First floor Armory, first floor weapon maintenance. Armory is another site that doesn't really have a lot of secluded places to put your camera, so you have a few options that you could just try to put it in. You could put a camera here, here, or here. All of them are fairly visible, and these are the views each of them give. This is the view from the first camera, view from the second camera, and view from the third camera. A third option would be to try to get a camera up above these pipes. It can be finicky though, and a lot of times you'll end up hitting the pipe instead, and you can't grab it back down once it's up. If I had to choose one of the spots to put it, I would say put it here. It's visible if you walk through from this direction, but it gives you the biggest line of sight. In weapon maintenance, we're going to use this table here. You're aiming for the right side of this metal band as well as between these two dots. So right about here. And from there, it lets you see people coming through this doorway. And also in weapon maintenance, you can put a camera up here between the column and the machine gun roller. And that'll give you a view of the rest of the room. In the range exit, you can throw a camera up here. And that'll watch people coming in through this door, and if you're on the camera at the right time, you can see them coming from this hallway. And then an Armory hallway right outside A site. We're going to put a camera right about here. And this will give you a view of these stairs coming down, as well as the doorway into A site. Basement lab and basement lab support. In basement lab, you're going to shoot out the glass from all this and add some extra bullet holes along the bottom. You don't need that many, but I added some extra for effect. Then we're going to put a camera underneath this bottom shelf. And as you can see at first glance, it just kind of looks like another bullet hole, and this is the view it gives. In the northeast corner of lab, you got this rolling computer. It's fairly hidden, and it lets you watch this entrance into the lab. In lab support, on the northeast side, you're going to put a camera in this vent bend here, and this will let you watch this corner of the room. Another couple options you could use in this room are using this trench here by the doorway. You can do a half in, half out camera here. It's tricky because you have to get the camera angle just right, and I may have actually missed it on this one. So as you can see, I can see this whole corner of the room using this angle. We could do the same thing on this one. On this one I actually put it too far out, which makes it way more visible. And another reason these are risky is, as you can see, you can't reach them. So once they're there, they're there. Either you made it this far in the video or you jumped to it using the shortcuts. Either way, I'm glad you found it. We're going to go over some quick Maestro places on here. There's only a few. This place is not built for Maestro. Let's get into it. For the second floor site, there's a hatch and server that you can put the camera over. You could put it right up here and then below the hatch, and this will watch for breaches on this wall for you. In lab, above this machine, you can put a camera right about here to the left of this red pole. This camera lets you watch all three doorways. And then weapon maintenance, we're going to put the camera right up here. First, you're going to break this drone, and then you can get a vault prompt to get up there. And from here, you should be able to get a vault prompt to cross over this and place your camera. And that gives you a view of pretty much the whole room. Alternatively, if you don't want it to be there, you could put it above this green one here, which will give you a view of the entire room. Or even, vaulting over this, you can put it above this table. This camera gives the opposite side of the room from the first camera, but this one's harder for the opponents to reach. And those are all your choices for Maestro. I lied, there's one more. In lab support, if you go to this file cabinet and go to the corner where you start moving forward and aim at this bolt in the corner here, you'll see that we get a vault prompt in this area. So if we start spamming our vault button while circling this area, we should be able to get up here. And we're up. Break the clock and put your camera up here. And this camera lets you watch the entirety of lab support. Alright guys, that wraps it up for Valkyrie on Lair. Hopefully you got something from it. If you did, leave a like, maybe a comment, consider subscribing. Every little bit helps the channel and I really do appreciate it. Our next video, I haven't decided on what we're going to do. It'll be some kind of one-off. It won't be a camera video most likely. I just haven't decided which one I'm going to go with, but I hope to see you guys there. Until then, bye.